This is a subatomic particle. This is what you're made of. This is what reality is made of. This is what everything you want and everything you don't want looks like before it becomes the house, the car, and the life you want. Within this subatomic particle exist all of your fantasies, all the money you'll ever want and need, the best health you've ever felt, an ageless appearance, unconditional love, and true freedom. But this particle also represents everything you don't want: scarcity or not having enough money, always falling sick or feeling stressed, being alone, watching your face and body go through rapid, accelerated, premature aging, and being dependent on other people for your freedom, which isn't really freedom at all. The good news is there's actually a way to effortlessly reprogram your brain to manifest and attract only what you really want, while also erasing years of negative, limiting beliefs, almost instantly. Even better, you're about to discover why this simple pair of headphones will become your most treasured possession, capable of helping you automatically turn that subatomic particle effortlessly into the life of your dreams when everything else, including the law of attraction, meditation, and visualization, have failed. If it sounds too good to be true, it's not. Stay tuned for the scientifically proven solution to letting everything you've been asking the universe for into your life starting today. Imagine no more worrying about money issues. No more feeling tired, stressed, or burned out. No more feeling like you don't belong here in this body, on this planet. Are you ready to have everything you've dreamed of but never really believed you could achieve? Discover how in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If someone could reprogram your brain to automatically attract unlimited wealth, happiness, love, freedom, and confidence, would you want it? Get this. Your brain is a supercomputer capable of learning new things without you, the person, ever having to learn anything, because it's not your conscious mind that's manifesting what you are and have. It's a part of your brain that most people will never directly access, no matter how much they learn in school, seminars, or books. But there's actually a way to easily and directly access this part of your brain, where your reality is created, and instantly change it. My name is Eddie Sergey. I'm not a scientist, a medical doctor, or a psychologist. I didn't go to high school, and I didn't go to college. I didn't read books. I didn't even homeschool or have a curriculum. I was a feral hippie kid, often homeless, always poor, and completely on my own. I've spent years of my life not knowing where my next meal would come from, or if I could find a floor to sleep on, rather than sleeping in the wet, dark Maui jungle. And whatever you're feeling, whatever brought you here today, like financial struggles, poor health, or a feeling of endless stress and fear in the pit of your stomach, I get it. I know what it's like to passionately, desperately want to believe I can change my reality with my mind. But when it came down to my daily life, I just didn't trust it. I didn't truly believe because I had been so powerless for so long. Until this sound changed my life forever. So please, watch this presentation all the way through. I'm going to reveal the one secret I discovered. The one thing that transformed me from a feral, homeless, hippie kid struggling to overcome my brain cancer death sentence, struggling to eat because we couldn't even afford the dollar menu at Burger King, and struggling to feel safe in such an unsafe-feeling world, into a self-made, financially abundant entrepreneur. Now, if you're thinking, okay, Eddie, so how does a 37-year-old man who has zero conventional education work for himself and live financially independently? Well, I'll tell you my quick, full story in a minute, and how I used a simple pair of headphones to overcome my poor programming or mindset, achieving an incredible amount of wealth and abundance in my life. But first, it's important to understand how I even discovered this and why learning from books, tutors, masters, and teachers never worked for me. In fact, learning became my enemy. I've since discovered as learning is the worst thing you can ever do if you want to deliberately and effortlessly change your life, because it isn't your smarts that creates or manifests anything in your life. In fact, your intelligence, or what you think you know, gets in the way of letting in what you're asking the universe for. Here's what I mean. How many times in the last 5 minutes did you intend for something better, like more money, only to immediately think about and talk about what you don't want? Now, if you're like most people, including me, it's hard to take your attention away from the circumstances you don't want. That's because your subconscious can't let you focus on what you want. Here's what I mean. Your subconscious is programmed to force your attention to see what it wants you to see. It's like a supercomputer, and it's being run by old software, and it's software that's plagued by viruses called scarcity and limiting beliefs. Software that hasn't been updated with the right programming since you were born. That's why it's beyond easy to continue manifesting everything you absolutely don't want. Your subconscious is the noise in your head that won't let you think about the thoughts you want to think about. But you absolutely do have control. In fact, you already manifested everything you are and have now effortlessly. Don't you want to know how? Now, I have to admit, nobody taught me this stuff. This is a true story about real-life magic. Magic that anyone can easily tap into. The magic you've always known was there, and I'm going to show you how to easily access it. No, you're not crazy to believe you can transform your reality from the inside out. And it's absolutely not your fault that you haven't discovered this stuff already. There are too many wannabes, coaches, consultants, and marketers out there trying to convince people they know the secret. And yet, many of these gurus have zero abundance unless they're teaching you how to manifest what you want. But don't worry, you're not alone. This magic is so easy to access, even a newborn infant can do it. The bottom line? What I'm about to share with you is the only thing you'll ever need to tap into this magic and dramatically transform your life into the reality of your fantasies. But before I tell you what this secret is, how do you actually create your reality? Well, believe it or not, the latest in quantum physics teaches us that your reality is created with your attention. Your attention is what turns that subatomic particle I mentioned earlier into everything you have in your life right now. Now, I bet you're wondering, if my attention creates my reality, why can't I just think about money and make it magically appear? Okay, before I answer that, let me back up, because it's critical to know why your attention is actually creating everything you don't want right now. And once you get this, you'll never again wonder, why doesn't this stupid manifestation stuff work? Very quickly, here's what's going on. The reality you've been living with in the past is based on 3 things. First, the story you're telling to yourself and other people. Second, your limiting beliefs. And lastly, your judgments, and more so, your fear of consequences. These 3 things are what direct your attention. That's what your subconscious is. I call these 3 things the editor. The editor is your subconscious programming, and no matter how much awesome new information you learn, the editor, well, it edits that information and limits what you can do by keeping your attention distracted by what is, thus manifesting more of what is. That's why you're not here to learn how to manifest. Instead, I'm going to show you how to reprogram the editor so you can easily and openly live in your natural state of unlimited abundance. And I have great news. Not only can you reprogram the editor in your brain to automatically attract what you want, you can begin doing it today. Because there's actually a way to talk directly to the part of your brain where the editor lives. The part of your brain that decides what you do and don't manifest or create in your life, aka the editor. And until you reprogram the editor, you'll never be, do, or have what you truly desire. So I want you to forget about every self-help book you've ever read, every seminar you've attended about changing your thoughts and your life, every guru who says, "You need to learn my program before you can manifest what you want." Forget about all that, because here's the truth about manifestation. Reality is always a question mark, and you are the one always answering that question with your attention. But who's directing your attention? Well, it's your editor. So getting what you want, no matter what it is not about learning new manifestation techniques. It's about updating the editor's software in your brain. And the best part is, it's simpler and easier and faster than you ever thought possible. It really is. But before I tell you what it is, let me quickly reveal how I discovered it. I got pulled out of school in the 4th grade after being diagnosed with terminal brain cancer. I was given 3 months to live at just 9 years old. It was literally the scariest and most out-of-nowhere moment of my life. I had gone to a birthday party and ate a ton of cake and candy. I got home feeling sick. My mom just assumed it was a common cold or flu. But in just days, I rapidly declined. In the months that followed, the news got worse. Cancer had spread to my bones, and I was in such anguish that death wasn't nearly as scary to me as it was in the beginning. Instead, death started to feel like a welcome reprieve, anything to interrupt the nightmare I was in. I mean, I didn't sleep, I couldn't eat, and I could barely remember what it felt like to be me. I could feel the cancer like it was a presence inside my body, a demon growing daily in strength and power. Keep in mind, I didn't get chemotherapy. I didn't get radiation. In fact, I didn't get any conventional treatment at all. My mom put me on a detox program, but she still had to go to work as well. So she'd be gone the majority of the day, leaving me to sit, at home, all alone, just waiting to die. At least, that's how it felt. And no, it wasn't fair. It wasn't right. It just was. I remember my mom taking me back to school a couple months later into the disease. She wanted me to say goodbye to my friends. When I got there, everyone ignored me and just stared at me like I was a freak or a monster. So I went to the principal's office and asked to go home. Sitting there at that desk confirmed to me that my life was officially over. And there wasn't anything left for me to do except to die. But about a month later, I was up at 3 a.m. watching Happy Days reruns on TV, and I felt this surge of anger race through my body. In that moment, I realized I didn't want to die. I wanted to live. I wanted to fall in love, travel, see the world, and explore all of life. Then I remembered my mom had given me a cassette tape to listen to. It was this weird sound that played in both sides of my headphones. She said, "It'll help your brain heal." I figured it was just a weird thing my mom had said to help me pass the time, and I ignored it. But with my newfound urge to live, I decided to try it. By now, I'm sure you realize my mom was obviously not a typical mom. After all, I was sitting in bed, drinking vegetable juices and taking sea vegetation supplements rather than getting conventional cancer treatment. The thing is, none of that mattered to me. I just knew I was scared, sick, and wanted to either die or get better. So I decided, right then and there, to choose to live. I thought, why not? Maybe it's possible to heal, so why not try to believe? Then, the weirdest thing happened. I fell asleep for the entire night for the first time in 3.5 months while listening to the weird tone in my headphones. When I woke up the next morning, I was able to get out of bed and walk, something I hadn't been able to do easily in a long time. I could feel it. Something was different. I was getting better, and I knew it. Now, over the next few months, I continued getting better to the surprise and shock of everyone around me. I was listening to this same tone every day while teaching myself how to have only positive and affirming self-talk. It's like I was hypnotizing my brain to heal with the words I was using, on top of the tone, and for a 9-year-old kid, it felt like magic was abounding all around me. And over the course of the next few months, I made a miraculous recovery. Whatever was playing in my headphones literally saved my life. But the hardships weren't over. Just a few months later, my mom moved us from our big home in San Diego to Maui to open a healing retreat center. However, after just one day on the island, her business deal fell through, and we were left with absolutely nothing. So we ended up living in tents in the Iao Valley. This lasted a couple of years, and since my mom wasn't figuring out how to save us, I knew I needed to help the family get by. Then I was struck with an epiphany. I was surrounded by tropical fruits: starfruit, mangoes, papayas, coconuts, and tons more. So I asked the Iao Valley Lodge manager, Lee Hayden, if I could sell fruits at the entrance of the property, and he said yes. And without hesitation, I got on it. All the while, I was listening to that same tone and coming up with even more powerful self-talk. What's amazing is I made over $20,000 over the next few years selling fruits and giving free tours to Japanese tourists without ever going back to school or having a tutor, without ever reading books, and without ever getting a high school diploma. Now, over the years, I started writing my own positive affirmation messages, or brain rewiring scripts, and I'd record them over the tone that was playing in my headphones. Now, I didn't know it yet, but I had just stumbled upon the most miraculous manifestation tool ever discovered. But I wanted to understand the science of what was actually happening inside my brain. So I started a deep dive into brain science. The first thing I discovered was the power of hemispheric brain synchronization. I know, that's a mouthful, and it sounds complicated, but it so isn't. Hemispheric synchronization is basically when the two sides of your brain work together instead of working against each other. And to achieve that, both sides of the brain must function at the same electrical frequency. Now get this. This is what your brain looks like on an EEG when the two sides of the brain are not in sync. This is essentially what it looks like when someone tries to manifest a better life, but the brain literally won't let you no matter how hard you try. But what does it look like when both sides of your brain are operating on the same frequencies? Well, it looks like this. Notice the amazing difference? Just wait till you experience it. I discovered that the brain becomes immeasurably more powerful when the two hemispheres are synced up. And it makes sense, right? No longer will you feel like you're in a battle inside your own mind, because when both sides of your brain work together, you'll feel like you're a superhero, like there's magic all around you, and you'll be able to control that magic as if you're the conductor of reality. You'll start to see attention create your reality right before your very eyes. Now here's why. Remember the editor, that is, your subconscious or conditioning? Well, he or she is dictating everything you have and don't have. In other words, the editor decides how that subatomic particle I showed you at the beginning of this presentation becomes your life experience. So the question is, how does this simple pair of headphones empower you to unleash your brain's superpowers, erase years of limiting programming, and help you turn that subatomic particle into anything you want, anytime you want? Again, it's brain science or neuroscience, because it turns out that the brain is not permanently hardwired, not even close. In fact, our brain is capable of quickly unlearning limitation and rapidly becoming, well, unlimited. That's why reality is a question mark. In other words, your circumstances change as you grow and change, which means it's not about learning how to manifest. You already do that every second of every day. Instead, it's a matter of updating the software in the hardware of your brain. In a nutshell, here's how it works. The human brain has the amazing ability to reorganize itself by establishing new connections between brain cells. Your brain doesn't necessarily reshape itself like clay. It simply finds new ways to connect the dots. Neurologists call it neuroplasticity or brain plasticity. And here's the thing. It may take your brain months or even years of disciplined training to reprogram the editor, or it can take mere minutes. Because, get this, I discovered quite by accident that once an old, limiting belief is dissolved and rewritten in your subconscious, whatever toxic, scary, repetitive circumstances that limiting belief supports, well, those things simply stop appearing in your reality, like magic or some sort of miracle. Now, what constitutes a miracle? My take is when you can see something clearly in your mind and then that becomes your reality, well, that's a miracle, because what you're really seeing is a direct link between your subconscious and what manifests in your experience of reality. If that's not a miracle, then I honestly have no clue what is. Now, I was so excited about this magic that I got way more into it. I replaced my mom's funky cassette with digital CDs. Then I began to manifest actual NLP and hypnosis experts. They just started showing up in my life, again, like magic. So I hired them to co-write some incredible scripts with me, brain rewiring scripts that further transformed my life automatically. My little entrepreneurial empire skyrocketed, along with my bank account. My relationships flourished, and just like magic, abundance came to me and became a part of my life. Natural and true abundance that I was always wanting to have, but was previously rejected by the editor, without my conscious knowledge. That's how it is, how the editor in you has been automatically rejecting the abundance that belongs to you. Abundance that is part of your natural state. Now, I want to make one thing perfectly clear. This isn't woo-woo, made-up, hocus-pocus nonsense. In fact, what I'm about to share with you is the gospel to some of the most revered quantum scientists in the entire world. Now, there's a really powerful reason I started off this presentation showing you that subatomic particle. It literally holds the secret to decoding reality. And when you truly get what I'm about to say, you'll never feel afraid about your ability to rapidly manifest anything you want ever again. And here's why. This subatomic particle holds everything you want and everything you don't want. And here's the kicker. You can only get something new from this subatomic particle if you stop observing what is and direct your attention towards only what you really want. Easier said than done, right? Because the editor is forcing you to focus on what you don't want, remember? Here's why this is so important. In quantum physics, there are two main forms of energy, the wave and the particle. The wave is when everything exists in pure possibility. The particle is, well, what reality is right now. And there's a third component to the wave and the particle. It's you, your attention, because it's the observer who collapses the wave, or possibility, into the particle, or reality. That's not my opinion. That's quantum science fact. Now that's really important to hear, so let me say again, your attention is what manifests your reality, not your intentions, hopes, wishes, declarations, or affirmations. And since your attention has been dictated by a negatively conditioned subconscious or your editor, is it really any surprise that you still haven't achieved your dreams or anywhere close to them? Here's the bottom line. If your subconscious won't let you take your attention away from what you don't want, how can your circumstances ever return to a state of unlimited possibility? That is, the wave mode. Again, this is super important, so I'll ask the same question another way. How can you replace your current circumstances with what you really want, like more money, loving relationships, and a constantly expanding reality, if your attention literally won't let you? Well, I answered that question. It's called 15-minute manifestation, and it's the very last manifestation tool you'll ever need. Now, the reason 15-minute manifestation works is simple. It helps dissolve your old, limiting beliefs and replaces them with new, empowering ones without you having to learn anything at all, because it's, believe it or not, easy to directly access the editor and update its software. In fact, the editor is directly accessed by way of the tone you've been hearing throughout this entire presentation. The tone is called theta, and it's the specific brainwave that acts like a portal to speak directly with your subconscious. Now, once we open the door to the editor, it's receptive to taking on new programming. So when we feed this brainwave frequency through your headphones, It's like Neo from the Matrix, getting a download and instantly learning Kung Fu. This stuff is literally better than having your own genie in a bottle, because your subconscious is the genie. Now, when the full weight of that hit me, I realized that the secret to manifestation wasn't some mystical woo-woo mythology. It was brain science. I was floored. I finally got how I had been manifesting or creating my reality all along. Now, in that moment, the world, which had always felt so scary, all of a sudden became a canvas upon which I could effortlessly paint any picture I wanted, anytime I wanted to. That's when I thought, damn, Eddie, it'd be a crime against humanity if I kept this miracle to myself. Especially after I've watched so many manifestation hucksters and wannabe gurus out there selling hope and little else for tens of thousands of dollars. I just had to make this secret, automatic manifestation system available. I had to get this into as many hands as possible. I had to share this manifestation breakthrough with the world. That's my why for going through the long journey of putting 15-minute manifestation together. Because I'm not selling hope. I'm selling real-life science. I believe in 15-minute manifestation that much. Of course, quite frankly, what I believe doesn't even matter. So take it from the thousands of people who use these theta frequency tracks to manifest the life of their dreams, just like they can for you as well. Belle from Ashland, Oregon said, "From the minute I put on my headphones, I instantly felt different inside my head. It was like my brain felt alive and in tune in a way I'd never experienced. It was crazy. The most amazing part was, within the first week, I could absolutely tell a difference in what I was manifesting. I had attracted and closed 2 huge contracts. Ka-ching!" Jeremy from Los Angeles, California said, "Using your frequencies has felt like the changing of the seasons, like from winter to spring, only it didn't take months and months. I've got abundance popping up like flowers everywhere in my life. Thank you, thank you, thank you." And Vanessa from Long Beach Island said, "When I first tried listening to your tracks, I was totally skeptical, especially when I didn't experience instant results in the first day or 2. But I stuck it out, and I am so glad I did. Something powerful happened between week 2 and 3. Relationships started getting deeper and more meaningful. My bank account started getting fatter. I had more energy. I even had friends ask what was up with me. I just smile and point to my headphones. And listen to this. After using 15-minute manifestation for 21 days, the editor in your brain will dissolve old, limiting beliefs and replace them with new, unlimited beliefs. But even better, you, the person listening to the tracks, don't have to do or learn anything. So here's what I did to enable you to get your hands on 15-minute manifestation. First, I hired the best audio engineers I could find to develop the purest theta frequencies. Then, I had them go out into nature and record high-quality, real nature sounds, like rain, ocean waves, stream beds, and wind, to create a truly unique and immersive listening experience. Paired with the theta tones, our brains jump into hyper-receptive mode, a deep meditative state, even when we're not, meditating. Next, I teamed with the most talented NLP and hypnosis experts I could find. Together, we created the guided meditation scripts that play over the theta tones. Again, that's how 15-minute manifestation speaks directly to your subconscious. Listening to these audio tracks will give the editor a massive software upgrade faster than you might reinstall the operating system on your desktop computer. And it couldn't be easier. Simply use 15-minute manifestation, 15 minutes a day, for 21 days. Now, why 21 days? Well, that's how long it takes to complete the software upgrade and to change some of your core beliefs and habits. In other words, that's just how long it takes for your brain to rewire itself. That said, by now, I bet you're wondering about what you'll experience with the 15-minute manifestation audio tracks, right? Track 1 is called Your Natural State. During the first week, 15-minute manifestation will begin to open your mind up to the natural state of unlimited abundance. This track will tell the editor that you don't have to work hard to create abundance. Instead, it'll dissolve the limiting beliefs and stories that are currently pushing away what you really want. Your natural state resets your brain to the condition it was in when you were born, rich with endless possibility, not endless scarcity. This is the foundational track you'll honestly go to for the rest of your life. Track 2 is called Your New Story. Imagine the realization hitting you from the inside out that scarcity isn't true and abundance is all there is. Powerful, right? That's what happens when your old stories no longer have power over you. Let's face it, your old story has been sabotaging the financial breakthroughs you know you should have already experienced. So when the editor learns your new story, all the negative circumstances that used to own your attention just naturally fall away and get replaced with what you really want. And obviously, the more you observe in your current reality what you really want, the faster you'll gain an incredible amount of momentum towards getting more of that. More of everything you've been dreaming of since, well, forever. Track 3 is called Moving Towards Abundance. I absolutely love this track because now that the editor is coming from its natural state of unlimited possibility, you're going to start consciously playing with your experience of reality. But here's something you really need to be aware of. You see, your attention is either moving you towards something or away from something. But either way, you're always manifesting where your attention is right now. So for instance, if you want to manifest an extra $5,000 in this month alone, you can only think about $5,000 and what you're going to do with it. The moment the editor forces you to start thinking about the stack of bills you're in reaction to, the stack of bills that made you want an extra $5,000, well, if that's where your attention is, you're just manifesting a larger stack of unpaid bills. So track 3, Moving Towards Abundance, helps reverse this cycle of negativity and scarcity and helps focus your attention on telling your new story of abundance and prosperity. Together, these 3 tracks are the most powerful tools in the entire manifestation world. It's not the law of attraction. It's not speaking endless, useless affirmations. And it's definitely not pie-in-the-sky garbage like most of what's in the self-development world. 15-minute manifestation is about speaking directly to the editor and transforming your underlying conditioning so your attention is finally free to focus on abundance. Now, in addition to the entire 15-minute manifestation system, I'm throwing in this bonus if you order today. I want to give you one of my personal favorite frequencies valued at $39.99. It's been my go-to track for erasing years of anxiety and stress that just seem to be gnawing away at my soul. It's actually a delta brainwave frequency track I call Deep Sleep Now, where theta frequencies speak the language of the subconscious, delta frequencies speak the language of rest, sleep, and peace. Blessed peace. This bonus track includes another full 15 minutes of brain frequency reprogramming. Again, pulsing delta beats are paired with the highest quality, rest-inducing nature sounds and calming music. And then, on top of the delta frequencies and nature sounds, is a guided meditation that literally walks you down the path to the most satisfying sleep you've ever encountered. Imagine heading to bed with a pit in your stomach where you just know you're going to toss and turn because you can't turn off your brain? Well, you can kiss that noise goodbye with Deep Sleep Now. It's part of my nightly ritual, and it'll become a treasured part of yours as well. And it's yours free, a $39.99 value, if you order 15-minute manifestation today. Now, if you're like me, you're wary of any new secret claiming to be a manifestation breakthrough. You're skeptical, as you should be. There are so many gurus who just seem to be after your money, but that's not what 15-minute manifestation is about. That's not what I'm about. In fact, I remember being where you are right now, wanting a better life, craving a better life, but thinking, I'll never get there. But when you realize that your natural state is abundance, and the editor has simply been resisting it, well, everything changes. So do yourself a favor. Set aside just 15 minutes of your time today. Once you order the 15-minute manifestation, you can download the program immediately and start using it to see the results for yourself, whether it's bushels of money, financial freedom, love and relationships, or anything you would like to have in your dream life. The bottom line is that 15-minute manifestation is the fastest and easiest pathway to the life of your fantasies, no matter what they are or how big you dream. In fact, I'm so confident you'll experience the same transformation, I'm making you this promise. If for some reason you're not 100% satisfied with the results, just drop me an email within the next 365 days and I'll refund your money. Every last cent. Think about it. If 15-minute manifestation didn't work, would I be here bearing my soul to you and giving you this absolutely risk-free, 1-year money-back guarantee? Just imagine living a life free from your old story. Imagine a life where your attention, now programmed by unlimited abundance, is creating the life of your dreams. Imagine what it'll feel like to have the confidence in knowing everything always works out for me in a magnificently abundant way. All you need is a simple pair of headphones and 15-minute manifestation. Now, I've been asked, can I get the same results some other way? The answer? Well, that's a big fat maybe. Listen, most psychologists or hypnotherapists aren't even aware of how to directly access and reprogram the subconscious or the editor. Let's say you can find an NLP expert or hypnotherapist in your neighborhood who is financially abundant and willing to sit down with you to reprogram your editor, and he charges you just $150 per session. If you went once a week, it would take you more than 5 months and $3,150 to maybe get a fraction of the results you can achieve with your headphone and the 15-minute manifestation program. Think about it. Who can afford that kind of risk? Who has that kind of time? Do you want to throw that kind of money at a maybe? Your absolute best option is 15-minute manifestation, which comes with a full 1-year, 100% money-back guarantee. So there's absolutely no risk for you to try 15-minute manifestation today. There's nothing to lose and everything to gain. Just click or tap the button below and immediately start living the life of your dreams, free from the chains of the editor. When you click on the button below, you'll be redirected to a 100% secure order form where you can confirm everything that comes with your purchase before it's final. Once your payment is confirmed, you'll have instant access to download the entire 15-minute manifestation system. Now I have one final thought. Just for a second, clear your mind of everything I've said during this presentation, and instead, I want you to think about your attention as a choice, just to drive home what that means. I'm reminded of a Native American story. It goes like this. An old Cherokee is teaching his grandson about life. "A fight is going on inside me," he said to the younger boy. "It is a terrible fight, and it is between two wolves. One is evil. He is full of anger, envy, sorrow, regret, greed, arrogance, self-pity, guilt, resentment, inferiority, lies, false pride, superiority, and ego and scarcity." He continued, "The other is good. He is joy, peace, love, hope, serenity, humility, kindness, benevolence, empathy, generosity, truth, compassion, faith, and abundance. The same fight is going on inside you and inside every other person as well." The grandson thought about it for a minute and then asked his grandfather, "Which wolf will win?" The old Cherokee simply replied, "The wolf you feed." Well, which wolf will you feed with your attention? Will you continue to let the editor sabotage everything you want by tragically keeping your attention focused on everything you don't want? Or are you ready to reprogram your subconscious to easily focus on and therefore manifest everything you do want by simply wearing your headphones for 15 minutes a day? The bottom line is that abundance is your natural state. Unfortunately, the editor keeps resisting and pushing away the abundance that's already yours. But now you can finally let it all in, because 15-minute manifestation empowers you to feed the wolf of abundance. And you can start feeding the wolf of abundance right now by clicking or tapping the button below. So please, get started living an abundant life today. A life of success, wealth, and health. You deserve it. And again, if for any reason you aren't completely thrilled with your results, let me know, and I'll instantly refund every penny. There's simply no reason not to start living an abundant life right now. Just click below and allow me to welcome you and your editor to a world where your attention creates your abundance. Make today an abundant one, and we'll talk soon. Still here? I know you probably have some questions, so let me see if I can cover some of them. I've tried other manifestation programs before and they didn't work. Why will this be any different? The reason is simple. You can only manifest what your editor's programming, your attention, beliefs, and judgments allows you to. You simply cannot manifest a new and abundant reality until there's new programming. That's what 15-minute manifestation does for you automatically. It reprograms your subconscious, while those other programs could never even access your subconscious. 15-minute manifestation is the only manifestation program developed around cutting-edge brain science. So for the first time in your entire life, it's not only possible to manifest abundance, but it's easy. And when I say easy, I don't mean everything just falls into your lap, because that's actually not what you want. Instead, you'll experience one magical, miraculous breakthrough after another. You're going to become someone who makes decisions based on what feels good, not what you believe you can or can't do. That's the inevitable transformation you'll go through when you watch reality change as your subconscious is rewritten. Is the 15-minute manifestation scientifically proven to work? Absolutely. 15-minute manifestation is based on research from London College University in addition to well-established quantum physics facts. There have been studies all over the world showing the benefits of utilizing the tones featured in 15-minute manifestation. What if I decide it's not right for me? The first step would be to contact us so we can help you determine if you're using the program correctly. 15 minutes a day for 21 days. That's the minimum time needed for results to start showing up based on research from London College University. But remember, you literally take zero risk with the 15-minute manifestation. You have a full 1 year, 100% money-back guarantee. If at any point during that 1 year you decide it's not for you, you can return it for a full refund, every penny. No hassle, not a single question. Your satisfaction is 100% guaranteed. What'll happen to all the other manifestation material I've learned? Well, right now, all that learning is part of what's holding you back until your editor is reprogrammed. Then, watch out! With new subconscious programming from the 15-minute manifestation, your editor will activate much of that previous learning and training. The sky's the limit. How soon should I expect results? Every person is different and every brain responds differently to 15-minute manifestation. Some people experience powerful results the very first moment they put their headphones on. Others take some time. We ask that you use it as directed, 15 minutes a day for 21 days before you fully evaluate your results. But keep this in mind, the results become cumulative, so the longer and more consistently you use 15-minute manifestation, the more dramatic your results will be. Will 15-minute manifestation help me get better results from the law of attraction? Yes, but not in the way you might think. First off, stop thinking about it as the law of attraction and start calling it the law of attention. Remember, your reality is always becoming where your attention is focused right now. No exceptions. All you need to do is clear away the toxic old story from the editor and allow your natural state reprogramming to reveal itself effortlessly. Are there any harmful side effects with 15-minute manifestation? None. The only warning is to not use 15-minute manifestation while driving a vehicle or operating equipment. Is my personal information safe? Yes. When you order the 15-minute manifestation, you'll be taken to a secure checkout page hosted on clickbank.com. ClickBank is the biggest, most trusted online information retailer in the world. ClickBank employs the highest level 256-bit encryption technologies using Secure Sockets Layer, or SSL, from trusted vendors like VeriSign and Thought to encrypt sensitive data. Your personal information could not be safer.